Cup champion Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big D Energy here on the Woodward Sports Network. That was a big D by a guy whose name starts with D, ironically enough. Darren McCarty here in the house. My name is Neal Ruhl. We have Sam Flannel, and yes, we have Spencer Raxter here today. Tensions were high in the pre-show meetings and everything like that, but we are locked, we are loaded, we are ready to go. Hey, anything happened this weekend, D-Mac?
Oh, a lot of things. We celebrated Vladdy's birthday yesterday, and shout out to everybody at the out in Howell. It was packed. Vladdy was out there. We did the alumni game and stuff. So, we did that. Oh, you're talking about like in the bigger picture of things, like in the sports world.
In the sports world,
like why I got the Lions helmet here, because we're making some moves, and wow, like I said, a lot of love out to Spenny. I caught the last 5 minutes of the game. I mean, I thought it was awesome. George Blaha brought me home. So big Sparty win. I couldn't wait. Honestly, I couldn't wait to get in here to say to Sam Flannel, karma is real. And was that ending to the Michigan Wolverines season, the way they went down, the way they gave up 9 straight points to lose by one?
Well, that didn't happen. All the Michigan fans I talked to said, I didn't watch.
No, it doesn't matter. But was that not the epitome of that season?
It was.
And to that, are we not seeing congratulations in order to the only Big Ten team, the Michigan State Spartans, move on to the Sweet 16? And that, I don't care what you say. Nobody expected them to beat Marquette because they couldn't get it done. But I've been hearing Tom Izzo preach defense. I've been seeing some of that. You're calling ugly game from what you said. Not from the last 5 minutes that I watched.
That was a rough watch.
Okay,
that was a rough watch.
But it's
happy
playoffs.
for my Sparty friends.
They don't ask how, they ask how many.
Absolutely. It turns out it was only a rough watch for Marquette fans. In the end, the State fans walk away happy. We will discuss, no question about it, the Detroit Lions. Brad Holmes continues to be on one. CJ Gardner-Johnson, that news dropped last night, Sunday night news. By the way, for those that missed it, they scooped him up, I believe, $8 million deal, right? 6.5-ish guaranteed, something like that, I think was the numbers.
Can I ask you, Neal?
Yes, 1 year, $8 million.
Would that be a guy seeking out to come to Detroit? Conversation and wanting to be here? Is that what a 1 year more of a prove-it deal to a guy who has played in that defense for Philadelphia and is a big time? Would you consider a top-end defensive back in this league that, as you call him, jackknife? Yeah,
like a Swiss Army knife. He can play corner, safety spot. Like, he can do a little bit of it all. But I kind of laugh because, Spenmo, I was told the cap's not real, right?
Yeah. A lot of people say that.
The salary cap's not real. But the Philadelphia Eagles had no room at the end for him.
They lost everybody. Well, there are things out there that I'm not so sure. It sounds like he just didn't want to be there.
Well, that could be it, too. We saw a tweet say, this came from Derek Gunn. Sources say a week ago the Eagles offered him a 3-year deal, 2 guaranteed for more money total than the 1 year he signed with Detroit. More to this story, I'm sure, will eventually come out. And yeah, some drama going on behind the back scenes with the Eagles. But who cares? I don't care. He's here.
Now, can I ask a question?
Yes,
right?
sir.
Because when former Detroit Lion Darius Slay had come about, right, and his $20 million or whatever, and eventually restructured his deal with the Eagles, and it seems like first to the table with the Eagles, and CJ Gardner-Johnson was the man out. But if you had a choice back, if we said last week, would you rather have Slay or Gardner-Johnson? Who would you take?
Oh, definitely Gardner-Johnson.
So
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And so you not only got a player better, but at arguably, 2.5 times less the cost?
Exactly.
Like, isn't this like, let's go to the reality, right? Whether the salary cap is real or not, Neal, you're the capologist on this network and stuff like this. Does this money work out for where this team's at in a 1 year deal?
Yeah, I mean, it works out for them, works out for him, I'm sure, because if he balls out, and if the Lions...
He's betting on himself.
Yeah, if the Lions go where everybody thinks that they're going to go, he's probably going to be a big piece of that, right? Is that safe to say?
I would absolutely
That's safe to say, right?
I got to think that Anthony Glenn couldn't sleep last night because he just, got that new fire truck when we were a kid at Christmas. And they got that toy, right? Because like you said... the immediate thing that I start thinking of, obviously, with the guys they signed, is how about that Anzalone deal? What did I say? The Anzalone, it's gonna be the guys that surround him. They put the pieces around him. Thought maybe it will be in the draft, right? Brad Holmes isn't even cooking at the barbecue when he's around the grill, man. He's just at the stove right now. No, seriously, he's the grill master at the barbecue, and he hasn't even got off the appetizers and the sauteed and the stuff in the house, right? Because he's gonna cook at the draft. Are we not confident in that?
Yeah,
so I
for
mean,
sure.
man, I gotta think today that if you had a microphone inside the walls of Allen Park, there's a party going on in there.
Yeah,
I think and that's just to your point, Neal, I think that this is a key piece of that defense.
And that certainly will play out. Remember, you can get involved in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Get your thoughts out there. Tammy Chin says, good morning, Neal, Darren, Spencer, and Sam. Good morning, Tammy. Happy to rap with you. Jack Harrington, Purdue equals March Sadness. Matt Painter equals Bozo. You knew I was going to touch on this. Oh, Purdue. Oh, Purdue. Purdue gonna Purdue. We've seen it this year. We've seen it last year. We see it all the time. And you know what? When you go back through the history of Purdue basketball and Matt Painter, and he's such a class guy. That was the narrative I saw being spun around. He's a class guy. He sat at the press conference and answered all the questions. Of course he did. Because he's done playing like they're always done playing. It's Purdue. Whether it's football, whether it's basketball, it doesn't matter. They never win the big game. Ever. They lost to a 16 seed. A team that didn't even win their conference tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't even do it. This was so on brand for Purdue. And then I love the narrative, too, about everyone coming to Painter's defense. Well, he does so much with less talent. Less talent? He had the number 5 pick in the draft last year. He's got a member of the first-team All-American team this year. Stop. It's Purdue.
National Player of the Year, more than likely.
Stop
Purdue.
it. Get some help.
Couldn't get out of the first round of the tournament. No Big Ten teams left, except for old Tom Izzo. Mm-hmm. There's old Tom Izzo in there, but the rest of the Big Ten on brand as always. And look, the bottom line is this. 15 Sweet 16s. When you start looking at the numbers, and look, is the Sweet 16 the end-all, be-all? No. Were they, did they have an advantageous matchup against Shaka Smart and Marquette? Perhaps. But they still won.
Marquette put up numbers in the paint. A lot of numbers in the paint all year, and they were one of the hotter teams coming into the tournament.
Yep.
So,
but it's Shaka Smart, just like it's Matt Painter.
Yeah,
they're
fair.
one and the same. When the stakes are the biggest, they come up the smallest. So as far as Purdue goes, you knew it was going to happen this way because it always happens this way. And I'm not here to defend them like the rest of them. Do you guys notice that around Twitter about, it's tough for Purdue? And no, it's not. No, it's not. You won the Big Ten. Aside from Tom Izzo, by the way, Sam Flannel, your Big Ten, going up on 2.5 decades since a national title, they're all gone in the first weekend. What is going on there?
I mean, the Big Ten is not a good conference. I think we've all theorized it from the beginning.
That's not what I was told, though.
But I mean,
best conference in America. That's what I was told.
Nobody ever said that, Neal. Come on. Nobody ever said that they're the best. But yeah, it was led by Purdue, who had a 1 seed. They did what they always do. And speaking of Purdue, and this is something that almost sounds made up for somebody who gets so much acclaim, Matt Painter has not been to a Final Four in 18 seasons as head coach. He has been to one Elite Eight. And the guy before him, the often revered Gene Cady in his career, never made a Final Four. Purdue always does what they do. They are bums. They will always let you down. And I'm over it. They suck.
They do.
Hey, Jack Harrington asked a question pre-show or whatever and said, Matt Painter, Purdue, or Juwan Howard, who's on the hotter seat? And I asked you guys, neither, right?
No.
Nobody's on a hot seat.
No, it's
right?
acceptable in the Big
It never
Ten.
Shaka Smart, same thing. Nothing really changes.
Right.
All these guys that are supposed to be and this and that and everything, but at the end of the day, right, who comes out of the wash?
Because this is the way that it always goes. And they get wins over each other, and everyone props those wins up. But when it comes down to it and they got to play somebody else, they lose. All of them, they lose.
And I guess when you look
Even
at
when they have 7-point leads with 58 seconds to go, they lose.
Here's the thing, and like it or not, but the reality of what I look at that 15th time 16 Sweet 16s by Tom Izzo is more of the consistency factor. Right?
Except
the
for
fact
Tom
that, you know
Izzo.
what, it might not be the best and might not get it to the promised land, but you know, more times than not, you're making it a few exits down the road. That's more of the consistency that we see. And when you see the inconsistency of the other guys who are, for lack of a better word, painted as the best coaches, right? Like, that's funny.
Nice.
The fact is, you know what I'm saying? Then you got to give Tom Izzo his props. They got it done. He's been preaching defense. We all didn't think that they'd be able to shut out Marquette because of all the point scoring that they've had all year, but the Spartans found a way to get it done. And to me, like I mentioned, I picked it up after the alumni game in the car with George Blaha. And the fact is, you know, what the one thing is that I felt, okay, here comes Sparty because it was 52-45 and Marquette was closing it, and then there's some free throws missed, and oh, here we go again. This is a demise. But they ended up finding a way to win at the right time. So who knows what's going to happen? You mentioned something earlier. Now they play Kansas State, right?
Yes.
And they're giving points.
Yeah, that one.
What is this?
That one doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but there's something to somebody, and I'm talking Vegas, believes a little bit something in Uncle Tom.
They do.
Right? That's where the juice comes from, isn't it, Neal?
They certainly do. But yeah, that's what it is. But again, give props to Tom Izzo. The 15th Sweet 16. You know, Sam Flannel, Michigan's only been to 17 of them as a program.
No.
Izzo's been there 15 times.
I mean, Tom Izzo is definitely the best Big Ten basketball coach of my lifetime, and in my opinion, the second best ever after Bob Knight. I've given him his flowers. Just, I don't know. At some point, the one natty, you got to question that a little bit. And I get it. Michigan's in the NIT. I have no room to talk. And Michigan,
They're not in the NIT. They lost.
Okay, well, you know what I mean. And Michigan's last title was in 1989, but gets a lot of run as being as March being renamed Izzo for having won national championship. That's all.
Don't matter to me. All I hear is a guy whose team lost in the NIT.
Hey,
That's all I hear.
Up
That's
7
all right.
with
Up
58
7.
seconds to go.
God, that was such a... I don't want to hear any Juwan Howard defenders out there. I know there's some even at this network, even some on the next show coming up, but I just don't understand it. The way that they have lost now 7 games this season in which they had an 80+% chance to win at one point, it almost seems impossible. Juwan Howard's got to go, but he won't.
No.
And then they'll have a
Because
mid-season next year.
it's been proven time and time again. It's okay. It's okay around here. It's okay.
But John Beilein,
It's good enough.
I thought that John Beilein elevated the standard, but apparently not. You can burn it down in 4 years and have people still defending him to his death. It's ridiculous.
But it's proven that that's the way that it's going to be, Sam Flannel. So we
Same for
move
Matt
on.
Painter.
Yeah, same for Matt Painter, exactly. But we move on. Certainly some big-time Lions news as well. Breaking news to discuss: Romeo Quara has restructured his deal. That freed up the cap space. Basically the cap space that they used to sign CJ Gardner-Johnson, more or less in a roundabout way. So that's out there as well. Squish A1 says, Neal, love this news. Quara freed up $9 million in cap space through renegotiation. What linebacker are we going to get, or can we re-sign Chark? Now, those avenues are still all on the table. We're going to discuss. Brad Holmes is breaking it down in free agency, which is weird because I was told that he's not very good in free agency. That's what I was told. We'll circle back to that when we come back. Hey, I know I was never told I was never told that Cousins Maine Lobster is not good.
Never, ever. Never, ever from nobody, ever. Because Cousins Maine Lobster is where it's at. And Woodward Sports is brought to you by Cousins Maine Lobster Detroit. Check out their 2 food trucks rolling around the city, offering the tastiest lobster rolls, lobster tacos, and more. Go to cousinsmainelobster.com and search their locations to find the Detroit schedule, or download the app and order ahead and earn points. Make sure you check out Cousins Maine Lobster.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians who take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call Guardian Alarm. Here's the number, 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. I need you to call the number today. 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Yes, real people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work, and Homo sapiens who have been proven to care. Just like they care no matter what happens in the sports world. No matter what end of the spectrum you are on, Guardian Alarm will protect you. Even protecting the alleged killer's flannel. How many straight days of flannel protection?
231.
How many?
231.
231?
Yes.
231 straight days of flannel protection. Do you believe that? They still protect him. They'll protect you too, but I need you to give them a call today. 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of the Michigan basketball coaching facilities, Juwan Howard. I'm starting not to like you as a player anymore.
Wow. Stay out of New York, Marquette Golden Eagles. You losers, go home.
That's fair.
Stay out of the NCAA tournament, Purdue and Matt Painter. But then again, you don't really need Gardner. You don't really need Guardian for that, do you?
No.
Guardian Alarm, your local security experts telling Big D Energy. Yeah, we're angry. We sent you.
Off and running here on a Monday, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network.
Not a Big D Energy.
You don't need Guardian Alarm to keep Purdue out of the NCAA tournament. They do that all on their own. Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Rockstar here with you. Detroit Lions certainly hijacked the sports news again, at least locally last night out of the blue. I was 3/4 of the way asleep and saw that pop on the phone. And then had to, jump in there and see what was going on. But, again, in case you missed it, CJ Gardner-Johnson now in the fold with the Detroit Lions. 1 year, $8 million deal for the 25-year-old safety. Can play corner, can do a little bit of it all back there. Kind of sought the Lions out. Did he have some drama with Philadelphia? Don't know. Don't care.
Don't care.
He's here now. And, boy, this defense for the Detroit Lions went from their liability, especially that back four, is quickly turning into a strength. That safety room is as good as there is. Is that fair to say? Am I overreacting?
No.
There's probably a few better, but there ain't a lot better. And that's fair.
With Tracy Walker coming back?
Yeah, that's
Looking
fair.
from where you came from. Okay, so let's just look at the amount of exchange. My question to you guys, and I didn't check, Did the Super Bowl odds, did the odds to win the North, did they change? Right? Did they change with this signing? But look at what you've added, right? We went out, we said this when Cam Sutton was signed, right? What was the worst thing your defense did last year? Giving up third down, completions, yardage, stuff like this. Couldn't stop the pass, right? Couldn't get the pressure, couldn't stop the pass. Now you mentioned the key thing to me, you got Tracy Walker, right? Coming back too. So that's adding another guy. Sutton. You got two guys out there too. Don't think this isn't a big thing. And Mosley, who's coming back off of injury, so he's got to prove it. And then Gardner-Johnson, who obviously thinks he can get his contract that he wanted, so he's playing on a 1-year prove it too. These guys are going to be hungry. These guys are going to want to ball out, and they're going for the bag, Neal. Nothing like somebody hungry for the bag.
I know.
Right? Talk about it, though. But it doesn't matter if you're an athlete or whatever it is. When you see and you can smell money, and the biggest thing, here's the biggest thing. All that garbage that I heard, especially, and I just point to Micah Parsons because he's the one that said nobody wants anything to do with Detroit because it's a joke. That's not the way it is anymore, guys. It really isn't. And it's not because I'm saying it. It's because you're proving it in your lineup every day. You're arguing, that's almost blasphemy for you to say the backfield and the defensive backs and safety positions we had last year to right now, a week into the offseason, right, that we're one of the best. Let's shake our heads. But it could be reality. Now, here's my take. Sit back. Let it cook. Let Brad Holmes cook. Right? Don't get nervous. Let everybody else talk. It's about time everybody else talks. We'll talk about the rumblings across the league, but I'll tell you what the rumblings aren't, that this place is not. This place is a destination. This is where it's going. And doesn't it, remember how I'm always about the Carmen stuff? Right? Where's the draft next year?
Down the road.
Oh my gosh, yep. Right? Holy cow. Right? I'm just saying. So sit back, get your lawn chair, get your lazy boy, whatever like this. Enjoy the ride because we're full in it. You're in it. That even more so. This puts us more invested in it.
Later on, too, in the show, I'm going to kind of put this in perspective. I got a text from a buddy of mine that's a 49ers fan. We'll talk about this coming up later, and I'm feeling really weird about it. So we will discuss that, and we can kind of all get together and see where we all, am I the outlier? Am I more normal? Are you guys, along the line of thinking of me? We will discuss that. But again, the big news of the day for the Detroit Lions, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 1 year, $8 million with the Lions. That is the deal, so we will see how that shakes out. And again, if the Lions are going to be a good football team, he will figure prominently in this. Just given the nature of the position, he has a nose for the football. Him and Kirby Joseph, bro, the football just finds these guys. And we talked about this a lot with Kirby Joseph, where and it's played out in the National Football League too. If he's out there, the football finds him. I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is. This guy, this Lions defensive secondary, there are going to be some ball hawks.
Oh,
Venmo?
For sure. Especially, you talk about, we saw it with Kirby Joseph for the first time we've seen it since probably Glover Quinn, of a guy out there that just hunts the ball, a guy out there that finds the ball. Now you got two of them. You're bringing back Tracy Walker, who was the captain of this defense before he got injured. And you added shutdown corner on the Cam Sutton, shutdown corner on the outside. Emmanuel Mosley, when he was healthy, was a shutdown corner as well. We'll see if he can come back to that form. On top of Jerry Jacobs and Jeff Okudah, who were playing well last year, like you talked about it, this was probably the biggest weak point of the Lions team last year was their secondary, and now it is fantastic. They loaded up. Aaron Glenn has to be salivating at his desk right now. It is just, it's an amazing situation.
My wife's cousin's friend up in Escanaba next door neighbors, one of the guys that works at Lambeau Field and stuff like that. And the rumor around Lambeau, allegedly, is the fact that Aaron Rodgers wants out of this division, and the straw that broke Camel's back is Kirby Joseph.
So there you have it.
There it is.
Wise move by Aaron Johnson.
Move by Aaron Rodgers.
Or Aaron Rodgers,
That's what Chip said. Thanks for the scoop, Chip.
Yeah. wise move by him. WoodwardSports.com, chat thread, thedline.com. Do we still have room for Wagner? I mean, you still have the Vitae restructure that you could do kind of hanging out in your back pocket. But for that to happen, Wagner would want to have to come here. And the understanding is it's pretty much Dallas and Seattle. And
seems like all this restructuring and all this means everybody's on the same page, doesn't it?
Yep, absolutely. Jonathan Anton says, what are we going to do with the cap since we still need to sign the draft class? Again, there are moves that can be made. And going back to it, as we talked about the Aquara restructure of his deal, that pretty much got you the money for Gardner-Johnson. So every move that the Lions have made, have you noticed that too? Mm-hmm. For every move they've made, they come out with a consequent restructure, cap conversion. That's, everyone says restructure. It's cap conversion. That's essentially what you're doing now. And the Lions have the action to do that. Field Yates put out the tweet, said Lions edge rusher Romeo Aquara agreed to a renegotiated contract that reduces his cap hit from 2023 from $14.5 million to $5.6 million. And I would have to take a quick peek at that because I wonder.
Hey, we'll keep them now, Spenny.
Yep, for sure.
Right, babe? Remember our conversation at $14.5 million we can't afford? We're keeping them now, right? That's a good deal.
Yeah, most definitely.
Changed our mind because Sam, what are we responsible? What have you brought to this show? One positive thing is what?
With new information, you're allowed to change your opinion.
There it is.
Yep. So essentially, what they did with that was converted some of the bonus money. They stretched that bonus money out. So that's what they're able to do, convert some of the salary, because he had a base salary this year of $11 million. So what you do is you flip some of that into a signing bonus, give it to him now, and then you can tack on a, quote, dummy year of the contract. So they stretched $3.5 million to next year's cap. So I don't know if that makes sense to people. A lot of people give me blank looks when I say that. Like Sam Flannel just did. But you get it, though, right, Sam Flannel? Like, with the gist of what they're doing?
Oh, yeah, I get the gist of it. And all of a sudden, Romeo Aquara went from being a player who I think we all universally were like, we should.
Now he's good value.
Now he's great value. And it's amazing how that works. And maybe Brad Holmes just isn't even done yet, which is crazy considering the offseason he's already had. Bravo, Brad Holmes.
And
bravo.
You know what's going through my head? When you... that J.G. Wentworth song, because it's like when you need cash now.
Yeah,
right? It's like J.G. Wentworth.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Cash now. That's what the renegotiation is, right? Because they have to pay the signing bonus. So the players are like, oh, real money right now makes the summer a lot easier.
Yeah, and you know what else they're doing? Because they are essentially doing the J.G. Wentworth thing, where you have your winning lottery ticket, which is the Lions cap space next year. And you convert some of it to cash from J.G. Wentworth.
That it?
And he fronts you some money and takes about 25% for himself. That's the way that it works.
Right there. But that's what it reminds me of, the dividends or whatever. And the rub, right? The rub to the player, right, is the money I can't see deferred down the line, but you say, but here's $4 million or $5 million or whatever like this right now. That changes your summer, bro. You know what I mean? That changes your attitude. I don't care what it is. Right, Bagman? Right,
Absolutely.
Bagman? Anytime you get the check, that can change your attitude.
It's going to become a hot cap summer real quick around here. Real quick. Seafood Fest. It's back at Big Boy. Catch it while you can. Get all the Lent favorites, the shrimp Alfredo, the shrimp stir fry, and the all-new fish sandwich. And don't forget, Fridays, the all-you-can-eat fish fry buffet every Friday night during the Lent season as well. That's the linchpin of all this. That's the franchise player. Get to your local Big Boy today for Seafood Fest.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning. We find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms, and trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. Get access to all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. That's a whole lot of cap space, everybody. And don't forget, you can pick up the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, and Spencer Raxter's personal choice, the Swedish Beauty Lotions.
Oh, yeah.
ChiliPeppersTanning.com, 27 locations. Find out which one works best for you. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. Chili Peppers Tanning.
Chili Peppers Tan.
Back at it, off and running here on a Monday. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Asylum 24/7. I think this actually puts us in contention to rep the NFC in the Super Bowl. Stick around, Asylum, because we got a whole segment on this.
Jump the shark right there, baby. I love it. You're in somebody's head. You're in somebody's head, and you're making. Did you notice a little squirmy over there in the chair? But we're gonna get back
Throat's
to you
getting
on
a little
that
dry.
side. What?
My throat's getting a little
I know.
dry.
You know what? Hey, if you were on the bottom line, you'd have a glass of water, maybe coffee there.
Yeah. Somebody will be standing right here.
But you're not, Neal. You're on an island. I got a life preserver for you.
No, I know
you're
you do.
always safe, but you know what? You're getting a little. Is that a bead of sweat coming down?
Yeah, I've never sweat.
Oh, okay.
Just get a little thirsty, you know.
Okay.
Squish-A1 says, do you think we can re-sign Chark now? With the Romeo negotiations, we actually have more cap space after CJ than before. But Squish-A, remember too, you got to sign that draft class with 2 first-round picks, so that's a little more pricey. But yeah, they have the ability, and remember too, Vitae is a candidate that you could work with, that certainly you could rework and do some things. So, as far as it goes, there are still avenues that the Lions could tap and that they could do and they could use to cobble together a few more dollars for the poor old Detroit Lions, right?
Can I bring something up before we move on?
Yes.
On this? Because we brought up about the different changes, and I think, DJ, you nailed it here, and I want to get Neal and Spencer and even the Legend Killer, who's been quiet this morning, right? Brad Holmes is snatching players from historically great defensive franchises, right? And when you look at that, Cam Sutton came from Pittsburgh, Mosley came from the 49ers, now you got Gardner-Johnson from Philadelphia. Does that to you guys, because to me, I love it. And that does mean something to me. Does it mean something to you, or is it more because of the way they also fit, obviously contract-wise, age-wise, term like this? But you put a lot of stock into that, Neal? The fact that he's picking them off of good defenses, or no?
That kind of winds nicely into what we wanted to touch on here, D-Mac.
Oh, does it?
Because with all this, and I think the expectations are pretty clear. And the Lions, even before all this madness, they were the betting favorites to win the division. Hell, Aaron Rodgers is tapping out of the division. He knows. He knows that Kirby Joseph's his father. He knows that. He knows he's taking his greasy hair and going to New York and his peyote trips and all that kind of stuff. He's cutting out of here. He knows. He understands what it's looking like. So, D-Mac, your question is very well timed, because Spenmo, I shared with you guys last night a text message I got from one of my good friends. He's from Northern California, big Niners guy. And he sent it last night about 9:45 when all this stuff was breaking out. He's a Niners guy. Niners-Lions NFC Championship game, book it. And I told him, I said, I was honest. I'm still not comfortable with all this. And he said, welcome to the top tier, my friend. It's terrifying. And you know what? He's right. Is anybody else like me? D-Mac, I'm scared. I'm nervous. It's new. I don't know what to do. Brad Holmes is dominating NFL free agency after he's dominated back-to-back NFL drafts. I don't know what to do about this, D-Mac. This is new for me. So you guys all have to understand and just give me a couple moments to... You got 49ers fans texting me saying, welcome to the top tier. It's terrifying. And you know what? He's right. It is terrifying. I'm scared up here, D-Mac.
You're not even there.
My mouth is dry.
You're scared.
Knees weak, arms are heavy.
Oh, my God. You haven't even ate your spaghetti yet. You can't varmint on your sweater. You haven't eaten. No, here's the thing. Oh, my gosh, Neal.
I'm dry
It's going to get worse. Wait, we're not even there yet. Like, the fact is, holy cow, we have the San Francisco 49ers, who we look as the upper echelon of this NFC, that are talking nicely to us. Let's take our flowers, but we have to wait and prove it. We haven't done anything. We're all in the same boat, but you're going to all get nervous. Are you going to clench up and get nervous because now it's your moment? Or are you going to allow your guys cook and see what it is and say, hey, you know what? Not only is Vegas, but other teams and other teams' fans, they're giving us respect that they see us coming. We still got to do it. We haven't done it yet. So until we do it, if we were coming off, you know, a playoff win or something that we were building, that we've seen we're growing and we had expectations, yeah, it would be nerve-wracking. But you have nothing to be nervous about because you still haven't got there yet.
But D-Mac, that's not the way this works, man.
Why?
Not in today's day and age.
It's
not in this where you're pretty much even money to win your division, which means a home game.
That's awesome.
That's what these expect. This is how it is now,
Okay.
D-Mac. And D-Mac, if you don't do it, let's flip it around then. Let's work backwards on it, like I like to do.
You go jump in the 100-200 no-limit game right now. Off of you're just playing 1-2, right? Instead of going to the 2-5.
But D-Mac, that's where we are now with the expectations.
You're jumping right, because they want you to be there, but don't change the way you play. Like, I'm just saying, wait, like, the logic is we have time to get to where you're at. Maybe that's what I'm saying. Guys, relax. We will get there, just like we're going to get to that point of disappointment when the Red Wings are winning playoff series but not winning cups, right? The fact that in the NFL you can flip it a little bit earlier, let's wait till we get there. Let's see what our record is. Let's see, right, that what happens last year after Hard Knocks and this town is ready to explode and we start 1-6. Can we just see how everybody comes together? Can we just see what Brad Holmes does in the draft? Can we just wait? There's so much time to get excited. And I like that, Neal, because your expectations. Fear is because you have expectations, but don't let everybody else dictate that, right? That's all I'm saying or you can immediately go here, but I'm going to sit back and I'm going to wait and relax because there's time enough to get scared.
Okay, D-Max, so if they don't do it, then you're cool with it. That's what you're saying.
No, but I mean, I'm more prepared for the fall that they've had consistently. But I guess I'm more like, what do you want me to do? They've shown me out of the rip last year. Like, don't show me do that again. Show me something different. Yeah, I want something different. I would be disappointed. Yeah, the way the team they're putting together, especially after the draft, I think Brad Holmes is going to have.
You want to break me down, D-Mac?
Wait till we get there.
You want to break me down? I'm afraid, all right?
Oh, there
I'm afraid. I'm not used to this.
He's scared.
Yeah, I am. I'm afraid. All right, I said it. Are you happy, D-Mac? You break me down as a man? Oh. I said it. Hey, I'm afraid. I'm scared. I'm not used to this.
Hey, remember when the pretty girl came over to talk to you instead of you having to go talk to the pretty girl?
Yeah.
That's what's happening here. Right? The
Is that what you want? Are you happy?
49ers are coming down and going, hey, Lions, you know what? We expect to see you at the prom. You going to be at the prom? And you're like, oh, my God. Did they think we're going to go to the prom? Yeah, you know what? And then you're playing it cool like this. Instead of just saying, yeah, we'll see. My plan is to knock you dead at the prom and take the crown and be the king and, you know, off to Neverland and eating, you know, pancakes at Denny's at 3 a.m. and, you know, whatever we do, Spenny.
Sounds like a good night.
So we got time to get there. Right? We got time to get there. This is September. When's prom? May? June?
Yeah. Come
on. That's all I got.
Shots.
But he's scared.
Yeah. You happy,
He's
D-Mac? Now I know what it's like talking to me. All right? Are you happy? Did you get what you wanted? Can we move on now? I'm afraid. All right? Yeah. I'm scared of it.
But you haven't even seen the team on the field, and like, there's no reason to be scared yet. Come on, man.
Dry mouth. You know what I'm saying?
That's because you want a bourbon.
Asylum 24/7 says, D-Mac, our focus should be hurting the feelings of the teams we play this year. As long as we do that, we can see where it all lands. And Steven Syrett says it very well also. Here's where I'm coming from with all this, guys. Here's what it equates to. It's so much easier to not have expectations. And that's what it is. That's why this is uncomfortable. Because before, right, I invented a saying. My buddies and I bought season tickets to Lions the year after they went 0-16. And we were getting to that time in our lives. Here, I'll break it down for you, okay? The reason we did it, A, they were cheap.
It's only up from there.
Yeah, A, they were cheap. And B, we were all getting to that point in our lives. Everyone's starting to have kids. And you know what I'm saying? You're getting to that point where you can't just go do what you want to do. You got to have like a build around, like a reason for it.
Yeah.
And so for those 8 games, those 8 days, we'd get together and we'd tailgate. And we'd hang out and have fun and drink beers and play connections and do all that stuff that you do at tailgates. And it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know, as the fun was ending and you packed everything up, you take your dignity and your pride, you throw it in your back pocket, and you make the trudgeon walk over to Ford Field, and you watch them lose, and then you moved on. And I wanted to make T-shirts. You know, they sell T-shirts around there. Yeah. I want to make a T-shirt that says Detroit Lions football. It's fun till 1. Because it was. It was fun until 1 o'clock. And then at 1 o'clock, they should have had a time card at Ford Field where you searched your name and cha-ching, you punched in, and then you went and you worked your shift, and then you came home and you went home and showered so you could shower off the filth and the grime from watching the Lions. All right? That's what the existence was for a long time. I'm not used to good, and here it is, Alex Haggerty. We're not used to good move after 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 good move. And oh, by the way, they still, through all this, have 4 of the first 55 picks in the draft.
Hey, Neal,
I'm scared.
How about this? Because Nicholas Duncan nailed it. Now's not the time to be scared. He's not scared. He's freaking stoked. Mm-hmm. I'm freaking stoked. There's time to be scared down the road. Now's the time to be excited until it's time not to be excited, right? Look at how we experienced the balloon burst right off of last year's Hard Knocks. Everybody was excited. But this is reality.
No, but D-Mac, it wasn't like this. No, it wasn't like this.
Right, because that was
plus
smoke
160
and mirrors.
to win the division.
This isn't smoke and mirrors.
No.
This is foundation reality.
And it's reality
so
time.
Let's cook it and be stoked through the draft when our guy cooks the best. Like I said, he's a grill master. He hasn't even put the steaks on the grill yet. Let's go, baby. Be stoked. Nicholas Duncan, let's be stoked. Everybody be stoked together. We're stoking it. Stoking it before we're going to be scared. No time to be scared, Spenny. No time, Sam.
What is wrong with everybody around here?
Time to be stoked. Stoked, not scared. Stoked, not scared. Stoked, not scared. Stoked, not scared.
Stoked, not scared.
Stoked, not scared. Yes. Fired up. Fired up.
I'm sorry. I'm scared. All right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's unknown. I need a commercial break. I want to regather. I want to reinforce. I'm getting text. I'm getting text from 49ers fans.
Stoke not scared.
Fans.
Stoke not scared. Stoke not scared. Come on. Stoke not scared. This side. Stoke not scared. That side. Stoke not scared.
Maybe if I could use Swiss insurance and get some insurance on the season, maybe then I would be stoked and not scared.
Stoked, not scared. Okay, I'm kidding. Swiss Insurance. Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance. Give us a shot and you won't be disappointed. Email them at mark@swissins.com. That is mark@swissins.com. Stoked, not scared. Stoked, not scared.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Schnurry, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com. as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Back at Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. The chat is ablaze right now, woodwardsports.com chat. But remember, too, if you're just joining in and you missed that last segment in particular, subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast from Woodward Sports, wherever you get your podcast from, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker. Rate it, review it, too. Do us a favor on that. Rate it, review it, all that kind of stuff. Subscribe to it. Also, woodwardsports.com chat thread. Zach says Brad Holmes can make sure you have the proper coverage. Joey, 2 times. Neal is double furnace and double condom. The difference, Joey, is there's a track record of success with that one. So there are no nerves there.
Sting. Even
those
the
furnaces work well.
Can't hold this man back.
No, absolutely. IT Hips. This is truly uncharted territory for our Lions. And it is. Eric Harrison says, I'm stoked to the 10th power.
Stoked, not scared.
Yeah, that is incredible.
Hey, you know what? Maybe so some of us can have the stoked, not scared, and we can get you a stoked and scared along with the ATR holiday. Stoked and scared. You can be stoked and scared or stoked not scared.
Icon says, my buddy in Pittsburgh saying the same thing your buddy's saying, Neal. I'm with you. I'm scared. LOL. See, that's when you got friends of like real organizations. And they seek you out just out of the blue too. We weren't talking about it or anything. That popped on his mind. You know what I'm saying?
Stoked,
like he saw
scared.
that news and he's like, damn, they're putting some ish together over there. Come for real, be real with me. Like, we're joking about it and stuff. Spenny, you a little scared?
No.
Spenny.
I believe. Stoked, not scared. Stoked, not scared.
Ooh, the hot girls.
So then there's
hello.
no doubt in your mind then?
There's no doubt in my mind they're going to win the NFC North. No. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to
win a playoff game?
Win a playoff game.
This year?
This year.
So you're in?
I'm in. I'm balls deep. Like, I'm ready to go.
Neal,
speaking of double condom, 248.
Neal, Asylum 247 wanted to know, is it too soon for a Brad Holmes statue? Is it too soon?
Well, I would say no, because he had a successful draft where he drafted like multiple starters from a draft. So
would you concur that maybe they are scouting locations on where to put it?
It should. I mean, if Bo Schembechler has a statue, we may as well build one of Brad Holmes already, right? There's actually a track record.
Well,
he's done
a different
some
organization, but
that is Sam Flannel.
I think that my answer, Asylum, would be they're looking for a spot around the building.
Sam Flannel, are you scared a little bit?
So this is an interesting one because, like Spenny and D-Mac, I am all in, and I believe that the Detroit Lions will win the NFC North. But what you mentioned about expectations is relatively valid, because I don't think our expectations are just win the NFC North. I think this season, when it's all said and done, going into the year, it will be at the very least get to the NFC Championship game. And those are that's something that the Lions haven't done since the 91 season, and those are the kind of expectations that I can't really ever remember having, even before the 2014 season. So it is uncharted territory, but I do believe that what Brad Holmes has done constructing this roster. I mean, CJ Gardner-Johnson, are you kidding me? I would have been fine even without that news, but when I got that news, it pretty much washed away all of the pain of the Michigan NIT and the MSU winning in the tournament, and I was pretty much cool again. So expectations, I expect a lot out of them, but also I don't blame you for being a little nervous, Neal.
Okay,
it's a lot to deal with.
Stoked, not scared. Stoked, not scared.
How about that? WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Can you blame Neal for being a little nervous?
I'm going to say scared.
Sure. Can you blame Neal for being scared? Yes or no? Because I don't think you can. It's a pre-programmed auto response to the Detroit Lions. It is. And look, you guys know I'm a Brad Holmes simp.
It's different, though.
Self-admitted Brad Holmes simp. And it's right there in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Can you blame Neal for being scared? I don't think you can. And there are more of you out there than will admit. I truly believe that. I think deep down in the places you don't talk about at parties, you're scared too. You're not as emotionally in harmony with yourself as I am, where I can put it out there to the people and say, you know what, I'm scared. I'm not comfortable with all this. And I don't know, when would I get comfortable? If there's a certain defensive lineman from Georgia at number 6.
That'd be nice.
I could get real comfortable real quick.
That'd be nice.
Oh, so you're saying you can get unscared?
Yeah, if I have Jalen Carter to protect me.
Okay, I'm just saying, but there is an out.
The Brad Holmes in the draft thing. That's
when he cooks.
Yeah, I know, and I'm gonna be electric after that. But then, as we get to the true off season or whatever, once they get done with the team activities and you settle into June, that's when the doubt will come back, D-Mac.
Or just wait till it's reality and you're playing a playoff game, or if you want a playoff game and you're playing for
What's
NFC
the fun
Championship.
in that, D-Mac?
What's that? Why you want to be scared about it? Why don't you just want to enjoy it and see it built? Because it's obviously, I guess it's just not when, it's when, right? Because it is foundational and it is everything that we're not used to. So I'm going to sit here and enjoy it because maybe half of it is where the expectations, like I still have expectations, but I'm not going to let my heart get crushed like it has been until it's time that they're playing for a championship. And then I'll allow it because it's allowed to get crushed at that level. Does that make sense? My logic. I'm a little bit more fearless than you. So let's just say that.
Well, but the lows are lower. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go all in and they break your heart, then that's a really low. But for those of us that kind of held a piece back, that kind of
can't live life like that, man.
Kind of expected it a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
No, but okay. Here's the thing. Why would it be unrealistic for me to know that the history of this team starting out, especially last year, was 1-6? Okay. Now the roster's a whole lot better, and this team's a lot better, and I don't expect that. But until I do not see them, we had the clock, ran it out. It's playoffs now, right? And we're building towards it's not only a playoff team, but other fan bases who you respect that are the pretty girls that have been to the dance all the time are saying, hey, expect to see you at the dance. Expect to see you at the dance. You're like, oh, what's fine? That's what it's like. Oh, okay. So it's not living like that. It's just tempering the expectations until you see it, right? I know how everything, the recipe's supposed to be there. And wait till the end when Brad Holmes cooks at the draft. Get your Jalen Carter so you can feel even better. But if that gets you to come out from hiding under the bed or wherever you're hiding, and not be scared enjoy the journey. Because there's going to be a point, Neal, where we're going to all be here being disappointed again. That's reality. Okay, no matter what.
Super Bowl.
So you know what? Let's enjoy the little things.
WoodwardSports.com chat poll going on right now. Jump in there, get your vote in. Can you blame Neal? That's me. For being scared. 65% of you say no. So 2 out of 3 of you are kind of in my boat. I'm just, I guess, the vocal leader on it. Bronco81 says, what's scary is if this regime and team reverts back to SOL, I don't think I can ever believe in a Lions team again. See?
It's not going to happen.
Everyone's saying it, though.
I don't care. You're jaded, I understand. I know you guys will say, oh, he hasn't seen enough of heartbreak. This young whippersnapper hasn't been there and done it. It's happened for 26 years of my fucking life, all right? I've seen enough of it to know how bad it hurts, but this is different. I've also seen enough of it to know this is different, to know Brad Holmes is not Matt Millen, to know Brad Holmes is not Bob Quinn. It's different. Let him cook, and we still got 4 draft picks in the first 2 rounds. Stoke not scared.
Tell us,
Stoke not scared. Yeah.
I King Horse says, Neal, if you're gonna piss like a puppy, get off the porch, Neal. And hey, you know what? How'd it work out for that guy?
Yeah, that's fair.
He's off the porch now.
Not scared.
Broomed him out.
And guess what? Improved at the position.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
We got a bigger dog.
That's what I'm saying.
We got a bigger dog. Stoke not scared.
You know what? I like the way you circle me back though. The David Montgomery energy, because that's a dude. See, to me, that's a dude.
Gardner-Johnson a dude?
Yes. He's a dude.
That's a dude, right? I think Mosley's a dude. Everybody forgets because he missed last year, but I remember him when they, obviously went down and should have have won.
Jerry
Super Bowl.
Jerry Antaya on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Every time there's been expectations for the Lions, we ish the bed. I'm scared too. See, they're coming out. They're coming out of the woodwork. It's okay. We'll talk through these things.
It's called PTSD, and it's all right. But it's different, like Spenny said. Right? It's different. Let them cook. Let them cook.
Well, you know that.
Stoke not scared.
Stoke not scared.
Both Spenny.
Asylum 24/7. Neal scared of candy corn. Why not be scared of this too? LOL. Jake Wagoner says, if you're scared, go to church. Okay.
There you go.
I was there yesterday,
Yep.
as a matter of fact. Yeah, it's I'm uncomfortable still. And let me get through the draft. Is that fair? Can I get to the draft?
It's fair.
I want to see that mastery again.
He's talking to himself.
I am talking to myself right now. I am.
Yeah, I love it. We're having a self.
Maybe we should.
Neal in the mirror self. Okay, can I just? Yeah, I don't need to be scared, right? Let me just see what happens, because you know what? You might get your savior, like you said, Jalen Carter, to protect you. He's big enough, right? Don't be worried. Yes. How about we all wait to see what the draft plays out? Because Spenny, how many picks do we have in the first 50?
Four in the first 55.
55. Wow. God dang. He ain't even lit the charcoal. He's got a charcoal one. He got a gas one. He's got like a smoker. He's got everything
He's
going
on
on.
the Traeger. He's on the
Traeger
Traeger right now. The green egg. He's going after it.
The Traeger. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jonesy5182. Can't blame anyone for being scared. Lions history is sexual. I don't remember how
Quit living in the past, man. Quit living in the past. This is a new regime. Never felt this way about it in my life.
Real Cream of Wheat says, just eat a bowl of cream of wheat. The anxiety will melt away. No, I'll just sit here and be scared instead of... I'd be more scared of eating a bowl of real cream of wheat and that chalky, pasty consistency that no one likes because the boxes are always all there on the shelf in cream of wheat.
Hey, Cocoa Wheats is fire, though.
Sapper 18. We still need to draft Moody. Badgley will choke under the pressure.
Stoke not scared.
Badgley's only got $325,000 guaranteed. Somebody tweeted me that, by the way, the details of that. It's only $325,000 guaranteed. So Moody is very much still in play. Very much still in play. That eases the fear. Mm-hmm. That eases the fear.
Or is that your kicker is gonna like call?
Yes.
Kicker's gonna bring him out. Hey, try to get the cat from out of the bed. It's not the fish or the chicken or whatever. Give him a shoelace, something like that. The kicker's gonna get you out from underneath the bed.
Yes, because I know that position's handled for the next 8 years if they make that move. But hey, I'll let Brad Holmes cook. Definitely, I'll let Brad Holmes. You guys know that I'm a Brad Holmes simp. We're live at the Planet Fitness Studios, as you know. Planet Fitness, $10 a month. It all seems pretty easy, doesn't it?
Stoke not scared.
If your emotions are, if you've been under some emotional pressure, you want to work that out, work that anxiety out, Planet Fitness. That's the way to do it. Now is the best time to join Planet Fitness. The gym that's known for being cleaner than clean is now cleaner than ever. Full body workouts in just 30 minutes. The 30-minute circuit. All memberships include fitness training. You want to be a baller? The Black Card. That's the way to go. $24.99 a month. Get access to over 2,000 Planet Fitni around the world with unlimited guest privileges. You can bring a guest literally every single day with your Planet Fitness Black Card. All the amenities as well. The hydro massage, the tanning, all of it's available for you as a Black Card member at Planet Fitness. You want to join? Simple. Pull in the parking lot of one. You'll pass a couple on the way home. There's over 50 of them in the Metro Detroit area. Or jump on that computer. Go to planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Where your fitness is essential.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, pulling on the second hour of the show. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy's D-Mac, Darren McCarty. Perhaps you know his work. He won some cups and stuff. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, all of you, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump into that. Get your thoughts out there. Explosive viewership once again today. Well, Brad Holmes has been good for business for Woodward Sports. I'll say that. I'll say that for sure. Subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast. Goes right to your phone, rewind, fast forward, all that. I came clean and told everybody I'm scared. I got a text from a 49ers buddy of mine. He fully expects Lions 49ers in the NFC Championship. See, Sam Flannel, you cracked right there.
Stoke not scared.
Your facial expression, you cracked. You're not used to it either.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think people really grasp right now, and I don't blame you guys for the record, how insane it is for a San Francisco 49er fan to be given props to the Lions organization, because the San Francisco 49ers, not only have they been one of the most consistent winners in the NFL over the past decade or so, they are one of the greatest franchises in NFL history. 5 Super Bowls, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Steve Young, all those great teams. And the Detroit Lions historically are the exact opposite. I agree with Spenny and D-Mac and all you guys. The Lions, I fully expect them to win the NFC North. But this idea that there's no trepidation, I'm just saying, it's a little bit dangerous. You're setting yourself up for some heartbreak. Do I think it's going to happen? Absolutely not. But anything can happen in the NFL, unfortunately.
You know what, Flannel? You could take your big words and you can get out. Still not scared, bro.
I agree with you, Spenny. I do. I'm just trying to see the other side.
That's fair.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread of King Horse. I'm just here for the long snapper news. Well, we're a show of the people, so here you go. The Detroit Lions have signed a 2-time Pro Bowl long snapper. That's right, Jake McQuaid from the Dallas Cowboys. And you
forget everything. Forget it, every stat. There's one stat that you looked at that you automatically know this guy's a dude. Another dude.
Here's how I know he's a great long snapper. I don't need the resume. He's number 44, and he's a long snapper. That's it. You have to be great.
Legitimate.
It's a lot like in soccer. If you want to wear white cleats, you have to be great or you'll be ridiculed. If you're number 44 and you're a long snapper and your face mask doesn't even have like a bar along the eyes, you know that you're a great long snapper. So the Jake McQuaid era is here. I guess he's supposed to compete with Scott Daly for the job. A 1-year deal worth $1.3 million. There's a $152,000 signing bonus on there. So yes, it's shaping up for a competition. See there's competition for the long snapper spot, and they're bringing in Pro Bowlers.
And you're still scared, Neal. And you're still scared.
It's new.
I know it is.
Quaid.
Are you becoming more comfortable as the show goes on? Talking it out? No?
I wish we were on the bottom line, so I had somebody to mist me.
Sure.
You know, with like the sideline of a Florida Gators football game in September. You know, you got that cool zone, like Miami, that cool zone thing is blowing. Yeah. I think that we need that. Todd Sane says, I'm 5 decades into this life, and this is a first for me. A real owner, a real GM, and a real head coach.
It's a lot of reels, guys. A lot of reels to not be scared, but to be stoked. Stoked, not scared.
Stoked, not scared.
Stoked, not scared.
So as you guys look at this,
put up
though,
shirts.
As you guys look at this, though, the CJ Gardner-Johnson signing, realistically, what's your expectation for this Lions defense? I'm talking about like in scoring defense next year.
I'm not even more concerned with that because that naturally is going to happen with the ball hawks and the dogs that you put on the back end. I'm more of what's the third down, efficiency. Can we shut a team down? Can we stop them, on downs that we couldn't last year? Were really bad. Are we going to draft to get enough pressure up front? This is all coming together. I expect them to be better. I'd wait and see what everybody else across the league, how they look at it. Even the betting odds in Vegas onto what they expect, right? Because the expectations are a lot harder. Again, I got to wait and see. I got to see how they play, piece it together. I got to see training camp coming out, how they play. But exponentially better. I mean, because we still haven't added the draft choices.
Is this a top 10 defense next year?
It could be. I mean, not talking.
I thought you're stoked, not scared. Go in.
I am stoked, and being stoked means let's wait and see. Stoked means I don't have to nail something down. This is the part of being stoked. I'm stoked that I possibly have, arguably, going into it. And if I go by what you tell me by the old hats, or I call them the pretty girls, right? All the pretty girls, what they've been telling me is that you're invited to the dance. So, yeah, I'd say yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Top 10 defense next year.
But you're going to...
He's stoked, not scared. Top 10 defense.
Yeah, but that's part of it. That's part of the stokeness. I'm not scared about it because we obviously... The biggest thing for me is the Anzalone thing. Right now, they've insulated Anzalone. They haven't even made a move on the defensive line that they're going to make a move on. It's going to insulate him more. And our boy Malcolm. It just makes everybody around them better. This seems that the additions that they're making are making additions to make the team better. So we'll see. Stoked, not scared, baby.
WoodwardSports.com chat room. Jump in there. Nate Woodward, welcome to the Woodward crew. Glad to have you along. But we're just talking about where is this defense now? I'm talking like for real.
Top 10.
Mustache Mike says top 5.
That's one of my best friends.
Okay.
That's a little aggressive, but it could be.
He's a realistic guy too. So
what if you put Jalen Carter there? Right? You could argue right there to put you 5 to 10, arguably top 5 right now. What are we in March?
Neal, you have a request in the chat for the Tom Brady look.
Wait, what?
They want to see the Tom Brady look.
Rich Diana, Neal, give us the Tom Brady look. All right, I'll do it.
Oh, Tom Brady's scared too.
Stop, not scared.
Neal Brady's scared.
Is my face swallowing itself enough? Hold on.
No. There it is.
We got to get a side-by-side.
Yeah.
That looks like a scared. Work on that.
This look is me being scared of my face swallowing itself. Like Tom Brady should genuinely be afraid of.
Stoked, not scared.
Stoked, not scared. Exactly. Oh man, it is. I'm honest about it. Nicholas Duncan says top 3 defense. All right, we're getting reckless now.
Yeah, that's aggressive.
I said stoked, not reckless.
I'm top 10. I got top 10. Give me top 10. You get Jalen Carter, you could be creeping to that top 5.
People are talking. Mark Walston says I need a stud linebacker in the draft.
Pick your poison. There's going to be a lot. The second round is going to be bountiful for linebackers. There's a lot of good guys there.
Can you imagine if they take Sewell's brother? This town will explode.
Yeah, they're not going to.
I know, but can you imagine if they did?
Yeah, it would be nice. But in the second round, you're going to have Overshone, Deion Henley, Jack Campbell. There's a lot of guys there that look like they could be real players. I like Deion Henley because he's probably the best coverage linebacker, but Jack Campbell's 6'5", so that helps out in coverage.
I'm Salty says we got to have the draft still in April as well. And as I'll always say, too, with 4 of the top 55 picks for the Lions. God, man. Mm-hmm. This dude went to work.
He's a GOAT.
He came in here and he wasn't dicking around.
I'm buying a Brad Holmes jersey. Like, I'm going to customize it and if I can put dollar signs where the numbers are and then put Holmes on the back. The guy is amazing. Facts.
Andrew Klingerman, defensive tackle, is what we need the most.
God.
What's out there in the draft effort? God, I can't even take it. Now the draft, D-Mac, the draft, I'm stoked, not scared.
Okay,
A
well,
million.
there you go. So why don't you just be stoked until the draft? Because the draft's the next thing coming up before the season, right, guys? Right? So you can be stoked from now until then, so you don't have to be scared. After the draft, you can be scared. I doubt you're going to be because it's Brad Holmes. That's where he cooks. So the fact is you can wait till the first game of the season to be scared.
You want to know what the key is with all this, too? Here is the one thing, and I am stoked, not scared about this. King Horse, reasonable contracts too, Neal. It won't cripple us down the road if certain things don't work out. 1 million, thousand, trillion, bafillion %.
That's a big number.
That is all of it right there. Holmes isn't out here in these streets acting the clown and everything like that. Holmes isn't out there, at the club thinking, the stripper really likes me. No, he's not doing any of that kind of stuff, man. He's out there doing legitimate dealings. Fiscally responsible.
Yeah.
Future cap proof.
He's only going when it's $5 crab legs.
And he's eating the crab legs and he's leaving.
Crab legs and leaving. Yeah.
Because they have a good buffet there.
He's a smart man.
He's the one in the world that says, you know what, the food's really good there. I'm going to go there for lunch and then I'm leaving. And he does.
That's a fact. Come on. You got an accountability as the 5-star chefs at those places.
The steak bites at Coliseum, man, those are good. They got the truffle fries too. It's just fire, I'm telling you.
It's like the Alta construction of buffets.
Brad Holmes cooks no matter what he does, because Brad Holmes, if anybody, has proven you, he knows that uptime matters. Now, free agency. Let's land this guy, land that guy. Just like at Alta, where uptime matters. Don't ever let any of your equipment go down, because Alta Rent, they have everything you need to get your job done. You got a Bob project coming up. Alta Rent, they got you covered. Give them a call today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
You're about to be shell-shocked. The catch of the day is in. Big Boy Seafood Fest is officially back. Join us for some of your favorites, like our popcorn shrimp and pike perch platters and our classic fish and chips. This year, we've reeled in some fresh catches like our shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir fry, and our fish sandwich. And especially, don't forget about our all-you-can-eat Friday night fish fry buffet. Every day is a fish fry at Big Boy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That is Stoked Not Scared. Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building. All of you, woodwardsports.com, chat thread, jump in there. Subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast if you would be so kind. Rate it, review it if you would be so kind as well. Lots of reaction to the Tom Brady face. Jerry says, yo, I've never seen that before. You genuinely do look like Tom Brady. Dos Burrito says, Neal Brady. A lot of talk, too, asking if I eat bread. I do, from time to time. I don't... No, I wouldn't... I'm not a carb Nazi. I'm mindful of them.
Yeah.
I don't eat a ton of them, but I'll eat them. I need them to... you need them to run. If you're going to run a lot, you got to have some. So that is it. But yeah, we're just talking about it. WoodwardSports.com chat thread 2. Austin says, in reality, we only need a top 20 defense. I will say this, and this isn't scared, not stoked. I don't expect the Lions offense to be as good as it was last year.
I agree.
There will be some regression.
But is it, when you, as you said...
But I don't expect the defense to be as bad
either.
either.
Be as responsible? of an offense, which means you might not have the points, but I really need Jared Goff to take care of the ball, right? And the turnovers, and that's the thing. So the explosiveness of the points, I get what you're saying. I think that's unrealistic expectation, but the way that the offense operates, right? The consistency of it and taking care of the ball, that was the biggest thing out of anything. So are we on the same page when it comes to that?
Yeah, it's just one of those things where the coin toss came up heads a lot last year.
Okay.
I don't think it'll repeat that.
You're putting in there the expectations is that
regression to the mean is the analytic term.
Regressions to the mean.
Yeah.
That sounds like a money thing. Is that a money thing? Like
no,
all big money people know that one. But hey, the water levels, right?
Right, absolutely. But yeah, it's
So in saying that, your defense has to pick up your slack, right?
Yeah, but to cancel that out, or however you want to phrase it, the defense will be better. There will be regression to the mean the other way, defensively.
Right.
There certainly will be. Jeremy Anderson, I think this is fair, and it's interesting. Jeremy Anderson says one of those units will be top 10. I agree with that. One of them will be.
I think they both will be.
So you do that. You're a Super Bowl contender / co-favorite. You have 2 units inside the top. Now, Spenny, I'll give you a chance to walk that back. That's aggressive.
I think they both will be.
Then you're a Super Bowl favorite. Then one of the Super Bowl favorites. Spenny, think about it now.
If you were top, they were a top 5.
If we're supposed to be NFC Championship contender,
before any of this happened, they were top 5 odds to win the NFC. So yeah, Stoke not scared. They got better.
Damn, he's not just talking about it; he's being about it.
Yeah,
everybody.
Stoke, baby.
Did you see?
I'm not saying, oh, they're gonna go win a Super Bowl. They're gonna do it. No, but
and win every game by 30 points.
I think it's a real possibility that they have a top 10 unit on both sides of the ball.
Denver Blair says,
super stoked. My boy Spenny's super stoked right now.
Did you see the conviction in his eyes?
Yes, that's why I'm there. I'm so there with them. And that's part of the stokedness. We can always dial it back.
It's Jack Stark. Spenny, Stoke not scared. All caps. All caps.
I do think, I agree with you that I think the offense will take a step back, especially if they don't re-sign Chark. Jared Goff is not going to only throw 7 interceptions. He's going to have another good year, but he's not going to only throw 7 interceptions. Like, that's a little aggressive to ask for him to repeat that again.
If they're a top 10 offense and they're in the discussion for Super Bowl, then you're comfortable saying Jared Goff's worth a spin for the MVP. If you're going to bet it, he's worth a spin. You're saying it because they're all codependent. They're all codependent,
Yeah.
Spenny. By your rationale, what you're saying is Jared Goff is worth a spin to win the NFL MVP.
For the odds, yeah, I don't think he'll be it, but
Like a 60 to 1's worth a spin.
yeah.
50 to 1.
Yeah.
40 to 1.
Yeah.
28 to 1. No. 30 to 1, though. You're comfortable at 30 to 1.
35 to 1.
Okay.
I'd throw $10 on it.
Okay. What's your $10 threshold? Okay, yeah. What's your $10 threshold?
35 to 1.
Okay. So there you see what I'm saying, though, D-Mac? I'm trying to make a case.
Listen, this kid spent $10 worse on something else. He might as well spend
we all know
that. Yeah, we can spin it on Goff, and that's okay. I think reality, looking at it, is Neal. Like, he's not out of line with the expectations of coming in, especially, hey, Spenny, I know you're super stoked, but you know what? To complete your argument, might be after the draft to see what else. You might be even further all in.
Yes, that is very true.
And that's the beauty. You're allowed to be scared.
You're
allowed to be stoked.
There's like one of 3 players that if they get one of those 3 players, I'll be full mast.
All right.
And I'll put money down.
Jalen Carter.
Yes.
Quentin Johnson.
Yes.
Who's the other one?
Will Anderson, but he's okay.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to fall.
Jake
Moody. No.
now I'd be stoked, not scared.
Yeah.
No. But WoodwardSports.com chat thread, everybody jump into that. And yeah, there's a lot of stoke. That's the battle cry. Stoke, not scared. NFL Draft Junkie. We are an NFC Championship contender. CJ Schneider. And the best special teams unit, Neal. Got a 2-time Pro Bowl long snapper.
That's true. You got the best punter in the league, one of the best punters
We got
in
a
the
punter
league.
that can whip that ball around and make first downs. Stoked. Stoked, not scared.
I just can't.
Stoked, not scared. Come on, stoked, not scared. Come on now.
New Grinder song for sure.
Absolutely.
For
there
sure.
It is. Stoked, not scared. I've seen it before. Might be this year's draft of cocaine.
Hell yeah.
Right? Stoked, not scared. I'm all in. Let's go.
Huron Mark M says, start spreading some dirt on Will Anderson so we can get him at 6. Hey, we did it. We single-handedly. This show, don't forget this too, everybody. When the draft comes around, this show single-handedly got Will Levis in the top 5 discussion.
Yeah.
Single-handedly. Anthony Richardson in the top 5 discussion.
And the Woodward heavyweights, we single-handedly got Ben Johnson to come back. 'Cause we did it.
You did that.
A big-time smear campaign.
Right.
Yeah, it worked.
You did it. Everybody did what they could. You know, I was even able to overcome that box score from when Kentucky played Florida.
Yeah.
And Will Levis and Anthony Richardson went against each other and had a combined quarterback rating of like 8. I was even able to overcome that. This show overcame that.
Our thing on Woodward heavyweights was we were going to, dress Fish up as a lady of the night and take a picture of him with whoever we wanted to do the smear campaign with, but now we don't have Fish here to do that, so we might have Chris do it. I don't know. We got to find somebody, but yeah, that was one of the targets of the smear campaign. I believe the Woodward heavyweights chat called him Fish-O.
Fish-O?
Fish-O, yeah.
People Pleaser says, I don't even think Brad would take Anderson at 6. He hates linebackers. I would disagree with that.
I would highly disagree
with that. Dom Rivera, you guys are doing God's work, and thank you. Hey, we're here for the people, D-Mac, right? People are your engine.
That's it. I'm a battery. People are my power. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Because we're all stoked right now. Super stoked. Not scared, Neal. Not scared. Not time to be scared. I'll tell you when it's time to be scared.
Yeah. So, again, it lines up for this in the draft, guys. Oh my God! By then, we will have consulted our doctors from free agency.
Yeah.
After we got time to consult our physicians and take the appropriate measures.
Yep.
Because it was longer than 4 days.
It's definitely going to be lasting longer than 4 days. I'll tell you that.
But then the draft, we'll fire it right back up again, D-Mac. The pills will be bumping around the Detroit metro area.
What is it, Blue Chew and the Agras are all over the place?
Yeah.
Oh, natural. No, it's all natural. They won't need that. That's the problem. Everybody who's needed some sort of help over the past 50 years with the Lions won't need it now to be all or natural. It's an organic high, ladies and gentlemen, presented by Brad Holmes and your Detroit Lions.
Won't know
what to do with yourself. Won't know what to do with yourself.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. KP from 3 says, should Brad consider wide receiver in the first round? I'll take you to the resident Quentin Johnson expert, Spenmo Rax. Care to respond?
What was it?
Should the Lions consider taking a wide receiver in the first round?
If it's Quentin Johnson, yes. If it's
I think that this plays out more, especially if they get Carter at 6, that if he's available, I don't think he's going to be available at 18, but I mean, that's not... Does that work for you money-wise, Neal? Would that work?
Yeah,
to get him at 18, I think you've afforded yourself a luxury by signing these other guys. So I think it's more in play today after... free agency and stuff.
Especially, if Chark's not coming back, you need an X. You need a big body guy out there, and he's the best one in the draft.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Aaron DeMarte says, best show on the planet right now. Thanks, fellas. This is the highest rated show on Woodward Sports Network from 11 to 1.
That's true. That is factual.
The data, the analytical data is in. We are number 1 from 11 to 1.
That's
Finally.
true.
Took us a while.
Took us a while to get that upward climb to it. But hey, if you're new to the show, and again, explosive growth here in viewership today. If you're new to the show, we appreciate you tapping in, jump in there. We'll rap with you, man.
Tap in.
Like bottom line, you guys program this show sometimes. I don't know everything. I don't pretend to know everything. I don't know everything that everybody wants to talk about. I'll talk about what you guys are talking about.
One thing, you're scared.
He's not stoked.
You better, though? Are you better in the last hour?
I'm a little better, yes, but it's easy to be better now because it ain't September.
That's what I'm telling you, so be stoked.
D-Mac, all I will say is this. This will get worse before it gets better.
You scaredness?
Yes.
Okay.
It will get worse before it gets better. I think after the draft, again, we'll be running full mast after the draft. I'd say for a couple weeks we will. Then the preseason comes, and it'll get a little, I'll sneak away for a vacation in July sometime, kind of recalibrate. And then when we come back for that preseason football push, then we'll go. And that'll be the peak season.
Right.
That'll be the peak season, and we'll see. Sports Marketing Agency, they spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast is called This is the S Word. It helps fight the stigma associated with seeking help for your mental difficulties that you're facing. If you are struggling, or some of you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you, all of you in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Appreciate you jumping in there. So now that, and who knows, maybe at any moment, Brad Holmes could pop off and go get somebody else. As it sits right now, though, but again, we said this at the end of last week. Okay, I think the dust is kind of settled, and they kind of are where they are. And then next thing you know, he hits you with another banger. But
who does he remind you of? The other guy across the road?
Possibly.
My guy?
Possibly.
Making bangers?
Making bangers, yeah.
I'm just saying, it might not be the same artist or the same musical genre, but Steve Yzerman and Brad Holmes seem to be playing, giving us some hits.
Real quick, because I didn't get an opportunity to check in on it, Edmondson, right?
Absolutely. First game, played
Your
probably
thoughts?
over 12 minutes, stuff like that, a couple big hits and stuff like that. Didn't look
was on brand.
Didn't look out of place.
And he looked comfortable.
You're coming up against the Stanley Cup champions and stuff, but yeah, and I said this, I was doing Game Day Live, and thanks to everybody who came down for Chomp and Puck and said hello and stuff like that. Michael Gentry and I were out there for that. But you know what? On brand, and I said before the game, right, those pivotal moments that you can look back on, like when Vladimir Konstantinov and Nick Lidstrom first stepped on the ice together and what it meant when you look forward to the history of the organization, right? And this is just down the road. But that game there, I was like, oh, I'm going to burn that into my memory bank just to say, okay, this is the first time. And they're not playing together or anything like that, but his first NHL game. Stuff that I said, these are the things that we'll look forward to, is seeing some of these guys get their cup of coffee.
Is he staying up with the team?
As far as I know, Sherratt's still hurt. So,
okay.
Yes. And I believe that you wouldn't just bring him up to send him down right now. You want to bring him up for a few games and stuff like that. So, again, we'll see.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Mike G. We were talking about explosive growth of the network. Mike G says, I have explosive growth in my pants after these Brad Holmes moves. And I'm sure you're not the only one.
Finally, Mike, we knew something would finally stir you. It's been years. He was making a statement, because that's the only thing that's ever, like, busted.
We're not just because I read it, that one, doesn't mean that I encourage them. So people's references to, quote, Brad boners, those are not, we're not going there with those, okay?
Boners for Brad.
I King Horse, we're looking at you.
Okay.
There will be no, quote, Brad boner, unquote. No, there will be no sound effects. There'll be no boner talk. None of that.
Hey, you know what? We don't have a boner. We got a booner. But, like, Brad, right? Absolutely. Brad Boner. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not talking about that?
Dicks out for Brad.
No, okay, enough.
What happened?
Are we finished?
Yeah.
I just got done saying we're not going to talk about that stuff. And then here's Sam Flannel over there being a clown. Look, man.
Well, leave him alone. He's got nothing else to look forward to. Did you see what happened to him this weekend?
Yes, I did. But hockey's in the tournament. People want to break down.
Congratulations.
Michigan hockey.
Oh, thank you for that. Although you were pretty quick on the trigger to say it's a rough day for U of M or the Block M, but the hockey team did pull it out. So,
did you watch any of the hockey game? 4-3.
Brad Holmes doesn't pull
Listen,
out.
Hey, right.
I'll tell you this right now, and we can't play it, but I'll see if I can bring it up for this week's Chomp and Puck on Saturdays at 1 o'clock. The sickest dangle.
That was nasty.
Broken ankle, one-on-one Michigan or Minnesota
They should have called
player.
the game after that goal.
What's that?
They should have called the game over at that point.
Hey, I talked to so many hockey guys about that. That was when you literally almost broke the defenseman ankle. He put the puck through the defenseman about 8 times, and then he scored. Here, the thing is that he finished it off. And the fact that Michigan was able to come back and win, that tells you everything. But if you get a chance, look up. That's one of the best one-on-one goals you ever see. From a guy that's only scored one-on-one goal in his life, but it was a big one.
Jake, we will not be referencing the, quote, Holmes hard-ons either or any of that stuff. We won't be going down that road.
That's a good one.
Are you hard home? Better than don't be hard on them, Holmes.
Rich Diana, Brad wants us firm when entering the end zone.
Negotiations.
He
Neal.
talked about girth last year, you know.
Mike G, Holmes is a bona fide DGM. Just get done talking about how great the audience is, how many people are watching and stuff like that.
Bona fide.
And it
I don't even have to look that one up.
It boils down to this, like this. We can't stand prosperity around here, can we?
That's what it's all about.
Can we ever? Can't stand it, can we?
Mike G, you win with that one. That was beautiful.
Firm, not scared. Firm, not scared.
Yeah.
Okay, how much longer till the now, man?
Anyways.
Kyle Stark says Sam's a certified bozo, so there's that as
we
well.
got first bozo of the day.
Yep.
Yeah, so there it is. That's right, LFG. No talk about being firm for Brad. No.
Hard not so.
Soft Jones says, yeah, do they have girth hats now? Girth hats. Grit and girth, baby. Let's go.
Philippines on demand. Okay, what's the topic? Great question, Philippines. I'm wondering that myself. As the show host, I'm wondering that. What I wanted to talk about was, now that we've kind of seen some of the dust settle from free agency, again, even though we said that Friday, what I wanted to talk about was the draft and how you see the draft playing out. And is this a tell? Instead, I get things like this from Let's Go Red Wings Sparty. Firm, not flaccid. Firm, not flaccid. I want to talk about the draft. I want to talk about how you follow up solid, fiscally responsible free agent acquisitions of upper-tier talent. How do you supplement that through the draft? Instead, you guys want to talk about flaccid.
The girth hat. The girth hat
and being flaccid.
Awesome.
Listen, we all understand it's hard. Okay? It's a hard topic. Hey, everybody seems to be in a good mood.
This is going to be a long 5 minutes.
It's going to be the longest 5 minutes. I'm doing it. I am doing it.
Stokers, not chokers.
No, it doesn't indicate a need for, quote, tight ends or anything like that, guys. All right? None of that stuff. Again, is this a tell? Are we going the Jalen Carter route? Are we?
What else is there aren't any other needs. That's the biggest need to fill, to me. And I hope so.
Go ahead.
What?
But you don't have anything?
No.
Okay.
I was being serious.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, it's the biggest hole to fill. Brad Holmes is going to fill it with some girth.
But I think, if not, what are your alternates?
Well, you could just do what Jake Wegener says and move the colors from Honolulu blue to Viagra blue, LOL.
Aren't they the same? Maybe that's the new adjustment to the helmet. They're putting the Viagra blue in, so they're always on the ups.
No need for the night bullets, when you got Brad Holmes signing guys.
Did you just go into gas station stuff?
Cup night bullet? No? You gotta do it sometimes.
A night bullet. that one got me. People pleaser. I will Venmo you money right now for a Woodward Sports Network girth hat.
That would be so good. We definitely should do that.
It's all girth around here, baby. There it is.
Look.
Or maybe a guard.
Come on, get here at 12:38. Please get here. Hurry up. No, but there is some talk though about best on the board. And what about Miles Cyrus Torrance play at 18? What about it now, Spenmo? Are you more on board?
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset.
Is there a pick that they could make that would upset you at this point?
No. Not really.
I guess the question is, right?
So
with Jalen Carter, because that's who we're all focused on. What do you want to hear coming out of the interviews, or coming out of the what do you want to hear leading up to the draft? So you're confident that either you might get him or he's the right pick, right? Because Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have said, the underwear Olympics, so they're not going off all this other stuff. It's off of tape and different things like that. But is there something specific that you need to hear, Neal? Or is it?
Yes, and it's funny because it's going to run opposite of what I usually say. I just need the cliche. It was a hard time in my life. A lot of things were in question. Football wasn't the primary focus at that time of my life. It is now. What?
Why are you here? Why are you this kid's agent? That was awesome.
It's because it's easy. That's what I want. That's all I want to hear.
Now, here's the beauty of that, right? Do you think that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, when they sit across them and look him in the eyes when he tells them that, right, will be able to feel if it's real or it's not? That's the one thing. Okay.
Oh, weird. We got a new chat member in here. Dixie Normus says Jalen Carter has girth. And with that, tell him about Lady Jane's. No, D-Mac, you be the pro this time. Somebody else be the professional. Go ahead, follow that up, D-Mac. Tell them about Lady Jane's. Where should they get a haircut, Darren McCarty? Everyone's listening, waiting for it. Brought to you by a new chat member, Dixie Normus.
Well, Dixie Normus, let me just tell you, it doesn't matter what you do. You need to get your hair did just like mine. Then you come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and to register. Yes, register to win a down payment for your dream home. Up to $200,000. I said it, $200,000. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Even you, Dix Enormous. It's wicked awesome.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan.
Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals in town. Plus, they will beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. your vitamin D headquarters.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Mercifully coming down towards the end of the show, and I get excited because it's Monday and there was big news and everything like that. Instead, we get contributions from, quote, Dixie Normus here in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. And, you know, is this telling to where the Lions will go with the draft at this point? We will get to some Michigan State stuff, too. You do have to talk Tom Izzo, I think, here today. And WoodwardSports.com chat thread, you guys are doing what you do. Let's go Red Wings Sparty says, that's a great point, Mrs. Normus. So there's that. Jack Stark, favorite college basketball teams, Fairleigh Dickinson. Timely, I'll give you that. That one's timely. Lots of talk
Great
about
point, Mrs. Normus.
Lots of talk about Dixie Normus's physique being, quote, veiny.
Hey, but you know what? Jalen Carter does provide that big butt also inside, like Terry called for, right? That's girth. That's girth on the interior.
It is. No, it is. Rada says talk about James Wiseman. We'll get into the Wiseman thing tomorrow.
Okay.
I do want to discuss it to some degree because I got to run some checkpoints through Spencer Raxter on that. But yeah.
What a great point, Mrs. Enormous. You guys are the best.
Yep. Yeah, you guys are great. Absolutely great.
All right, pro. Where are we going?
Lions Planet. You're not. Are you not talking Red Wings?
What do you want to talk
yeah.
about? They lost. Pitiful. They played tonight against Florida. Obviously, Florida's fighting for a spot. This is about the future. And that was men amongst boys on Saturday against Colorado. I think you see, if you saw Nathan McKinnon's goal, the second one, the way he feathered through three guys in quick release shot, that's the guy. Those are the guys that you're looking for to add to your team, right? Who is that next echelon guy? So, unfortunately, hopefully we see other guys get an opportunity, maybe come up, but this season's sort of, I would say, put it in the can. What are we working for next year? That's all you got.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Paul Novak. Bradley Chubb will be a great addition to this Lions team. We're not going to talk about people's, quote, helmet sizes on the team. None of that. Philippines on demand. Let's draft the trenches with the first two picks, then linebacker. And that's where I do want, and we talked about this last week, I do want an offensive lineman, like a staggered rookie deal offensive lineman type situation. And the guard position is somewhere I think that you could go. Torrance is a guy that I'm looking at a lot. I like Spenny's wide receiver play from a value perspective at 18 if he's there. He does give you Calvin vibes. I'm not calling for him to be Calvin or anything like that.
You do have Mal Kuiperish. You have some Kuiper, the way you always break that down. That is so cool.
What do you mean?
No, I just I thought you were half doing a Kuiper right there. The way he breaks that sort of down and what they need. You know, the reality is, O'Neal, is that they got the options with what they assessed in. And my question is that I wanted to ask you today, the offseason, right? Remember earlier last week or whatever, I said B+ or B- or whatever they were cooking. I mean, is this not an A?
It's gotta be, right? Like,
it's gotta be an A, right?
Are there any naysayers? I guess a better way to ask, are there any naysayers left?
No.
What could you possibly be critical of?
And even to the point is that, didn't you make the biggest improvement in the offseason on your team through free agency? One of the things that
you addressed every possible
one of the things
concern.
that I sat here and said, and you explained the why he hasn't been able to cook in free agency because of the contracts that were on the books, but now he was able to percolate a little bit, and this is what he's done. I'm just saying, like, you explain the why, but if you look around at the surroundings, is that, like, no wonder everybody's excited about Brad Holmes.
Lots of talk
He's
about...
got my full attention.
Lots of talk about Nick Chubb and Bradley Chubb in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, which I figured that there would be. But, yeah, it's to that point, though, where sans a quarterback, there isn't really anything that he could do that I would call into question. I wouldn't question anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if he took a quarterback, and you guys know where I am with this. Jared Goff's a great setup financially, obviously the play on the field as well. I'm more than satisfied with Jared Goff. But if Brad Holmes is the one telling me, I'll listen to Brad Holmes talk.
Yeah.
I won't listen to Mel Kiper talk about it. I'll listen to Brad Holmes talk about it, and if he laid down the why. Does this open it up more for that, Spenmo? Does it? Does it? Because it does.
It does.
It does.
Really
I'm just
does.
saying.
It really does. You don't have many holes to fill, and you got 2 first-round picks.
Are you stoked? Are you more stoked now than you were scared?
Okay.
Are you still a little scared?
Well, I told you the draft was equalizer for me. I'm going to be stoked about the draft.
But you don't
because
need
there's
to
a
be
resume
scared.
to the guy doing the draft.
I know.
You know, like that's not unfamiliar
I'm just trying to
water.
get you to come out from under the bed before the show's over. That's all, Neal. You don't need to be scared. You're friends around here. I mean, I don't know. Well, Sam Flannel, it's up for grabs, but Spenny and I got you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Bob's Big Boy, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Nick Chubb on offense and Fletcher Cox on defense would be a great 1-2 punch on 4th and inches.
It's like 4 and 1. That's a good one.
Yep, I love it. But I don't see where and there's talking about WoodwardSports.com chat thread about how no, the Lions will not be signing James Harden either, by the way. People saying in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread that some of the other sports talk media entities in this town have plenty to be negative about. And can you make a case?
No.
Sam Flannel, you're a legend killer. Make a case. I'm not saying that it directly reflects your opinion. Make a case for me. Dazzle me. If the only thing I could see is if you feel as though maybe they overpaid for Anzalone. But the way the linebacker market worked with Spenmo's boy Tremaine Edmonds smashing the market for linebackers, even Anzalone's deal is at market value, I think.
I was about to say, if there was anything that is slightly disappointing, it's the fact that they're kind of running it back at linebacker, at least right now with Alex Anzalone. But like you said, when you see what Tremaine Edmonds got, $18 million a year versus Alex Anzalone getting a little bit over $6 million a year, I get it. That's a value. There's nothing that anybody could say after this. If people would have told any of us in this room that Brad Holmes, through free agency, would single-handedly remake this entire secondary from a young secondary that was one of their weak points to a veteran secondary that, at its highest, could be one of the better ones in all of the NFL, certainly the NFC. I would have taken that. I would have taken less than that, but the fact that we got that from Brad Holmes, I'm stoked, not scared. See, I can't even make any case that there's anything negative. Even the Alex Anzalone thing, when you consider the value, I'm cool with it. When you consider the value, when you consider what it allowed you to do reshaping your secondary, A+. 100%. After CJ Gardner-Johnson, A+.
Yeah, and again, it's because of what Edmonds set the linebacker market to be. And he's what is he, 18 a year?
Yep.
Right? For all intents and purposes. Is Anzalone a third of him as a player? Yeah, he had 125 tackles. You can hate him if you want to hate him. I understand it. And yes, I know he's got long blonde hair and everything like that. But the fact of the matter is, he had 125. He was a top 20 tackler in the NFL.
Well, and the other fact of the matter is, even Tremaine Edmonds' biggest fan in Spenny, you wouldn't pay $18 million for him. I mean, at least maybe you would, but that was a bit of a stretch.
I probably wouldn't.
Fair enough.
So there you go.
There you go, right?
No, and that's a great way to put it. Midas Touch says we can get linebackers in the draft. It's not a big deal. James M. Silsby says Brad Holmes right now is boning up for the draft. I'm sure he's getting his studying in. There's no doubt about that. And I don't know. I don't want to say it's a tell because you never know with Brad Holmes. But D-Mac, you're accepting of anything at this point, right? You have to be.
You have to be. You know, and even you said you mentioned accept quarterback, but honestly, you'd still have to be accepting of that if you're all in with Brad Holmes. You don't expect to go that way, but does this put the Northwestern offensive lineman, what's his name?
Skoronski, yeah.
Yeah, does it put him there? Because the bottom line, Neal, what you and I want to do, that I know with these first couple picks, is have guys pushing the line one way and pushing the line the other way, whichever way. Maybe that's 2 on defense, but that's where we're thinking we're going to solidify. With these moves that were made, maybe 18, Quentin Johnson, best receiver, if he's highly touted that he is, could be on the same path as like a Megatron and stuff like that, then you have to look at it. But all options are open for you.
James Huff, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Is Okudah gone for sure now? May 1st. That's the line. 11 million
for next year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You doing it?
No.
You doing it, Sam Flannel?
I'm considering it. And at this point, what more information are you going to find out between now and May 1st? I will just say that I wouldn't hate it either way. What they've done to upgrade that secondary, Jeff Okudah is expendable, most certainly.
I'm surprised how split the chat thread is about that.
I like Okudah for sure, but
you got to remember, not their guy. Obviously, all the injuries and stuff like this, but this will be the telling tale if there's, for lack of a better term, the team thinks that he can be rehabbed to rehab not only on the field, but as part of moving forward. You mentioned that you got a couple guys on 1-year deals. This puts you in the future. You're a little bit thin back there. Again, in Holmes, you trust in either way you go, but I could see him going either way.
I like Okudah, and he had a great year until he started dealing with some injuries at the end of the year last year. But if you can get Cam Sutton for $11 a year, I'm not paying Okudah $11 a year.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Denver Blair says he's a third-year rookie. You got to chill. No, he's going into year number 4, and the decision has to be made, and it's got to be made by May 1st. So, it's one of those things where, you can let it ride a little bit and see how it plays out. But as it stands right here, right now, based on what we've seen, I trust Brad Holmes with $11.5 million cap space more.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what he's delivering. You see what I'm saying? So as far as that goes, that's where I'm at with it. Cintron, that's right, everybody. The official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. Proud partners with the Pistons and exclusively served down at Little Caesars Arena. They have an exclusive offer for Woodward Sports fans. Limited edition Red Wings themed 6-pack, $15, free shipping. All you got to do, go to drinkcintron.com/Woodward. Again, drinkcintron.com/Woodward. If you never tried it before, the great tasting cranberry, classic, and sugar-free, all delivered right to your door for $15. You can try them all, everybody. Great taste, great ingredients, long-lasting energy. It checks all the boxes. Cintron's the new player on the block. My son likes it. That's how he gets down. When we go down to the Red Wings game, he's Team Cranberry. He is definitely about it. You know what? Why wait? Go to drinkcintron.com/Woodward and get your Red Wing theme 6-pack sampler box, $15 with free shipping today.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers. Own Ryan Ermanni has started his journey with Custom Health Centers. He's down over 18 pounds. He got a 6-pack overnight. No, we're just playing. But as I said, he is down over 18 pounds with Custom Health Centers. They've had over 20,000 success stories. You can be next. They've helped many former professional athletes lose weight. Lions Pro Bowl MVP kicker Eddie Murray, Pistons bad boy and NBA champion Rick Mahorn. Rick's down over 50 pounds with Custom Health Centers. He looks great. Start losing weight today. Call Dr. Jason and Custom Health, 844-789-8446. Again, 844-789. Then it's Custom Health Centers. Back at it. Final segment of the show. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. And just wrapping things up. Tons of viewership today. Appreciate all you guys tapping in. The WoodwardSports.com chat. But remember, if you like the show, subscribe to the podcast. iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe to Big D Energy from Woodward Sports Network. Do want to touch on the Michigan State stuff. I know, D-Mac, you had the Chompin' Puck, by the way. That's available. That's D-Mac's hockey podcast with BMG, Big Mike Gentry, Saturdays at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, a couple pictures from this past weekend I just wanted to bring up here real quick. Spenny, so down at the Wings game, we had a little Chompin' Puck meetup, and I appreciate all the Woodward Sports fans. You can see there's Sandy in front. You can see Tammy and everybody. So if you were down there, appreciate you for the love and support. We're going to try to get out and about and to do more things like that. And then another one I wanted to show everybody is that I had fun is that if you might see it on Twitter now, if you're looking, I'm not picking on anybody. That's Meltdown from the Riff, who we've been friends for like 30 years. He just won't hit the net. So I decided that, he was trying to dangle me, Neal, and I just went, none on my watch, buddy. So he ended up down there. So we're out having fun. Thanks for everybody for supporting Vladdy's Foundation yesterday and the alumni. And so that's Meltdown doing what. And somebody said I like this the best is he wouldn't let me do the foreplay at 4. So
he was looking down, trying to looking down.
He was trying to dangle, and I said, "Get out of here, turd." And then whatever. Hockey ended up happening. So we're still out there doing it. Thanks everybody who supported.
Yeah, absolutely. Michigan State in the Sweet 16, yet again the only surviving member of the Big Ten Conference. Michigan lost in the NIT, blowing a 7-point lead with 56 seconds left, and it was fitting. A fitting end to the Michigan season, and I guess over the term of Tom Izzo's career, a fitting end to the second round of play for Michigan State, because they are for the 15th time under Tom Izzo going to the Sweet 16, and it is impressive when you start stacking up those numbers. Because he's, 25 years in, right? Yep. 15 times been to the Sweet 16. 8 Final Fours?
8 Final Fours, yeah.
8 Final Fours, so roughly about half of those Sweet 16s, he goes to the Final Four. Typically, it's a wide open bracket.
He has the most wins over a team seeded higher than him in the history of the NCAA tournament with 16.
Which is on brand. I saw they opened up a 1.5-point favorite against Kansas State. I don't know. This is going to be the
aggressive
test. This is going to be a tough game.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough game. Kansas State, they have 2 very, very good players. 2 guys that can go off at any time. So the defense, man, this defense has woken up. These past 2 games, they played amazing defensively. They held Marquette in the last game to 38.5% from the field. They had 3 blocks, 9 steals, 16 turnovers. It was an impressive game. So they just need to keep defending like that. Hopefully they can knock down some of their threes in their next game because they're going to need that. But, man, it's just awesome to see. Matty Sissoko has been playing like he did in the first week of the season in this tournament.
That dude's wild, man.
It's pretty weird.
It's so wild.
A couple of great blocks, right? It's the defense, and it energizes this team, and we can see that. So to your point, like Neal, you said it earlier on how bad of a game it was. But if they do knock down the shots, you know what? The one thing that I noticed that consistency is they make their free throws.
Yes.
And you can't. I don't care what it is, especially in tournament time. That is clutch, and they continue to do that. That's why they were able to pull it out, and who knows? They're on a roll. It's tournament time, baby.
Yeah,
and it is. It's wide open.
It is, and other than Matty Sissoko, most of the guys who get legitimate minutes for MSU are great free throw shooters, with obviously Hogard, Akins, Tyson Walker, Joey Hauser, Malik Hall. They all can step up to the stripe and knock them down. So, and Carson Cooper, Dude's been putting in big minutes off the bench.
He's getting dunks and transition and stuff.
He's been putting in big minutes off the bench. Like, he had a couple flashes during the season where it's like, okay, he's lanky, he's big, he can, he's good on the pick and roll, good at finishing on the pick and roll, but he's been playing well. He's been playing well off the bench.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, John Parker, hashtag fire Juwan Howard, Chef Chris Smith, University of Mid-Michigan. Philip C., Howard out of town on a rail. You're getting some support in your get rid of Juwan Howard streets there.
I mean, how can you not at this point? I mean, think about this, and this is where I'm going to give credit to Michigan State and Tom Izzo. We're looking as Michigan fans, and I'm speaking for Michigan fans, at that team that Michigan State has fielded. They've got a lot of good players, but they don't have that high-end talent that even Michigan does. And yet, we're going to see them in the Sweet 16, and Michigan lost in the second round of the NIT by blowing another lead that seems like it was impossible to blow. So, I got to take my medicine today. Michigan failed. They had a failure of a season. Juwan Howard should have been fired already. And Tom Izzo is doing what Tom Izzo does. Turn water into wine when it comes to tournament time, when it comes to these lesser talented teams. They're going to make the Final Four, and they're going to get smashed because that's what Tom Izzo teams do.
Relax.
They're going to get to their 9th and only have one national championship.
I don't think they'll make the Final Four.
Just to piss me off.
It's wide open, man.
Yeah, Kansas State's
they're good.
They're good, man.
But Michigan State's a favorite.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And they're going to play Florida Atlantic in the Elite Eight, guaranteed.
Rick Barnes
is going to choke.
You're either going to get Rick Barnes or Florida Atlantic.
Got to be Kansas State first.
That's not what I was told.
One game at a time. One game at a time.
It's all. You have no expect. Are you a?
You're playing on house money right now. I thought that I didn't.
So you're scared, not stoked.
No, I'm stoked, not scared. It doesn't matter.
Stoked, not scared. He's on house money.
Yeah,
Let's
you're playing with house
Smarty.
money. And so I thought I didn't think they were going to get past Marquette.
So still no expectations and no demands for more.
No, this team.
Okay.
Like Sam Flannel said, this team wasn't.
No, you're right.
Didn't have any expectations.
No, you're right.
They creeped into the tournament.
And there he is in the Sweet 16 again, man. It's the way it works for that dude. He's good at what he does. Appreciate everybody tapping into the show. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 11 to 1. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. For Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. My name's Neal Ruhl. Thanks for watching, everybody. Well, see you later.